One of the examples that I'll often use with producers is if we have a problem with ventilation, one of the most common problems can be too much ammonia in the air. How does ammonia work in the pig? Well, ammonia actually helps to paralyze some of the receptors that will be responsible for smell. We notice it when we are in an area of too much ammonia as people. Our sense of smell is going to be negatively impacted by that ammonia. The gilts are going to be the same way. Why is that important? Smell is a huge component of reproduction. We don't appreciate it as people because we don't smell as good as pigs do. But if that gilt can't smell, she loses the ability to detect those boar pheromones. She may see the boar, she may recognize he's a boar, but if she loses the ability to smell those very special pheromones that are put out by the males in any species, and in this case boars, we're going to lose some of the power of that boar exposure. Simply put, if our ventilation is not correct, we may really have a negative impact on our ability to acclimate that gilt, or I should say develop that gilt, when we start that boar exposure process. We may not be able to detect when she's in heat because she can't smell the pheromones to then display the clinical signs of estrus. I would say they're not commonly deployed in our isolation and gilt development units today, but you're absolutely on to the future of our industry and the future of many industries. We're not alone in terms of our challenges with making good observations. Healthcare workers that work with all species, including humans, are going to rely more and more on technology to help them with their observations. And where we can use artificial intelligence to try and understand things like visits to a watering station, visits to a feeder, maybe even visits to a boar that is, standing in the alley or some way positioned to evaluate for heat even when we're not there. There's a world of opportunity there. You mentioned the audio piece. Certainly there's been a lot of work on trying to develop technologies that can monitor for the presence of respiratory disease inside a pig population. That's a challenging task because there's a lot of noise in pig barns. We've got feed systems running. We've got all sorts of other reasons pigs make noise. They tend to be kind of loud critters. So there are technological hurdles to overcome there, but we've made a lot of progress on it. And I do think as we look forward, Peter, we're absolutely going to see 5-10 years down the road that those pieces of technology are standard implementation items across farms throughout the world.